Welcome to business law class. We are in a business laws class of BBA. In the previous class, we have discussed about the meaning, the definition of company. Today, so this topic is our definition of company is over. From which language it came, we discussed in the previous class. Today, we will discuss about characteristic features of companies. What do you mean by company? What are the characteristic features of company? We will discuss in this class. Okay. So, as I mentioned in the previous class, the word company is derived from Latin word companies, means it is a combination of two words, com and panis. See, com means together and panis means bread. Means people eating bread together. Means a group of persons who eat together. That is what we mean by saying companies in a Latin language. So the same word is derived into English. Okay. So company is an incorporated association, which is an artificial person created by law. Okay. It has its separate legal entity with a perpetual succession, means it will never end. Even if director dies, managing director dies, managers die, the company will not close. That is what you mean by saying perpetual succession. Common seal means stamp. Okay. That is what the meaning of company means. Company definition also I explained in the previous class. Now these are the features of company as per Companies Act 1956. So it is an association of persons. It means compulsory minimum number of members is stipulated in Companies Act. See, I mentioned in the previous class, in 1956, Companies Act was enacted. And again, in the year 2013, another Companies Act was enacted. This is the latest Companies Act. This is the latest Companies Act, which has modified various provisions that are mentioned in 1956. See, according to 2013 Companies Act, even single man company is also there now. One man company, just like one man army. But according to 1956 Companies Act, minimum number of members for private company is 2. Minimum for public company is 7. So maximum for private company is 50. Whereas maximum for public limited company is unlimited. Any number of members can be made there in a public limited company. That is according to Companies Act 1956. I am repeating, it is an association of persons. Company is an association of persons. Means at least 2 members should be there. In case of private company, minimum number of members required to form a company organization is 2. Maximum is 50. Whereas in case of public limited company, minimum is 7, maximum is unlimited. There is no limit, infinity. In other words, in public limited company. Okay. Similarly, another thing is recently in the year 2013, new Companies Act came into force. According to that, one-man companies are also permitted now. Please remember that. Okay. Now, coming to the next characteristic feature. Next one is incorporated association, means every company has to be registered under latest Companies Act. That is according to 2013, companies have to be registered. That is what we mean by saying incorporated. Incorporated means registered. See, when you purchase a new vehicle, it may be two-wheeler or it may be four-wheeler, it may be bike or it may be scooty or it may be car, it may be jeep, it may be three-wheeler auto. What we have to do, we have to get it registered compulsory. Okay, with the state transport department, with the motor vehicles department, you are going to get it registered. Otherwise, you cannot move on to the road. Similarly, when company is established, it has to be incorporated. Incorporated means registered. So it is registered association. Without registration, you cannot term it as company. You cannot call it as company. It will remain as only association of persons. That's all. So only if you register it officially, only then you can call your organization as company. Okay, under, see, for every company, registrar of companies is going to be there in the particular state. Registrar of companies. With the registrar, you see the spelling, not register of companies. Registrar of companies is going to be there. With him, you have to get your company registered. That is what you mean by saying incorporated association. Every company has to be registered. Okay. Then artificial legal person. See, we are there means we are legal persons. We are not artificial. We are real legal persons. But company, you cannot see it physically. You cannot touch it. You cannot speak with a company. You can speak with the director of a company or manager of a company, but you cannot speak directly with a company. So what you have to do is, you have established a company, directors, managing director, they will act on behalf of company. Means for company, they will act as if they are the company. See, similarly, you take the case of our college. There is no, physically you cannot see person called SR and BGNR college. Simply, in the name of the college, we are working. In the name of the college, principal sir is working. So the college on its own cannot sign. Principal sir will sign on behalf of the college. That is what you mean by saying artificial legal person. See, even though the college is not a man, not a person, not a physical person, it can have its assets. See, college building is college's asset. It is not the asset of the lecturer or the principal. Okay. So whatever assets that are there, they are college's assets. Similarly, college can have liabilities. Means the college can take loans from others. College can pay salaries. College can collect income in the form of fees, college fees. So that is what you mean by saying artificialness. Artificialness means officially it cannot speak, it cannot walk, but all the activities will be performed in the name of the organization. That is what you mean by saying artificialness. Okay. Coming to next point, that is distinct legal entity. Means legally, college is different, principals are is different, lecturers are different, attender is different, clerk is different, whoever is working in the college, sweeper is different. See, college has its own legal identity. Legally, it will be having its own separateness. It will be having its own assets. It will be having its own liabilities. It has its own expenditure income. So there is, principals are is different, college is different. That you have to understand. So distinct legal entity means principals are the official persons who are working in the college, in the organization are different. In the company, they are different. Director is different. Company is different. Managing director is different. Company is different. There is no relation actually. For company, they will act, that's all. So it has its own legal entity, means it will be treated separately from the persons who are working there. See, perpetual succession. In the definition, I mentioned perpetual succession. What is perpetual succession? Can anybody give answer? What is perpetual succession? In the definition, when it came, I explained perpetual succession. What is perpetual succession? Can anybody give reply? So perpetual succession means continuation. It will not end. It will never end. It will go on forever. It will go on forever. Even if managing director dies, even if managers die, even if auditor dies, even if all majority of the employees die, the company will not close down. It will go on forever. That is what you mean by perpetual succession. Limited liability means for companies, liabilities means if the company can borrow money from others, it may be banks, it may be insurance corporations, it may be other financial institutions. Company can borrow money from others, but those shareholders, those who have given capital to the company, they are responsible for only their money, their promised money. That's all. Means I promised an amount of 10,000 rupees to the company. I paid till now 2,000 rupees. Still, if the company wants, they can take from me only 8,000. That's all. Remaining amount company can take. More than that amount, company cannot take. That is what I mean by saying limited liability. Company's liability, the company shareholders' liability is limited up to their share value. That's all. They promised 1,000 rupees. Let us take, for example, one shareholder promised 1,000 rupees. He paid 600. Even though the company has crores of rupees liabilities, he has to pay the remaining 400. That's all. That is his liability. That is what we mean by saying limited liability. Okay. Next, transferability of shares. If a shareholder wants to go out of the company, he can freely transfer his share to any other person. In case of public limited company, please remember, in a private limited company, there are restrictions, but in a public company, shares can be transferred to anybody. In stock exchanges, you will transfer. See, every day, if you listen to news, if it is a half an hour news, means last 5 minutes, you will come to know about stock exchange news every day. Bombay Stock Exchange, Nifty has increased or decreased. Likewise, they will say. NASDAQ, American Stock Exchange, these values have decreased, values have increased. Like this, they will mention. You follow it properly, follow the news properly, but then you will be able to understand the word stock exchange. See, there in stock exchange, shares can be easily transferred, provided it is a public limited company. Diffused ownership. Diffused means in ownership, different persons spreading across world can be there in a company. See, a company which is established in India can sell its shares throughout the world, even from Australia, even from America. They can invest in an Indian company. That is what we mean by saying diffused ownership. All shareholders are owners. Please remember, for a company, only one managing director may be there, but he is not the owner. There may be 1 crore shareholders. Shareholders means those who have given capital to the company in simple terms. These 1 crore people are the owners. So that is what we mean by saying diffused ownership. Several number of members will be there in a company. Okay. Next one, separation of ownership and management. See, real owner is shareholder, but who is managing the affairs? Manager is the director. Director is managing the affairs, but shareholder is different. Shareholder is the owner, but management is the director. Director's board is managing the affairs of the company, but real owner of the company is shareholder. So common seal. Common seal means I mentioned. What is it? It's a stamp, rubber stamp. See, if you are taking TC from the college or from school, if only signature of the principal or signature of the headmaster is there, means that is not enough. Rubber stamp is required. That stamp is known as common seal, rubber stamp. Okay. For in any company's document, the seal must be affixed. Otherwise, it will not be valid. It is a void document. Others cannot accept it. Others need not accept it. Okay, common seal is going to be there on every official document of the company. Common seal needs to be affixed. So corporate finance means corporate itself implies company. See, companies can have crores of rupees. See, that is one of the limitations of sole trading organization or partnership form of organization. See, in sole trading organization, only one person is going to be there. He will not be able to accumulate huge amounts of funds. In a partnership, in the previous class I mentioned, if it is banking business means maximum 10 persons may be there. If it is non-banking business means maximum number of members is limited to 20. In case of a company, just now I have mentioned in public limited company, unlimited number of members can be there. So that is why they will be amassing, they will be having huge amounts of funds. That is the greatness of corporate finance. Okay. Object class of business. See, while establishing company itself, we have to mention its basic objective. What is its aim? What for you are establishing your company? That will be mentioned in object clause. That should be clear. At the time of establishment of the company itself, you will have to register your company with an objective, with an aim, with a purpose. Otherwise, company cannot be registered with the register of companies. So object clause of company business will decide the company's nature of business, form of business. In what type of business undertaking a company is going to move forward, it will be determined with the help of object clause. So this is important clause in company's life. Then similarly, publication of accounts. See, every year the company's documents are officially forwarded in its website, officially uploaded in its website. So means balance sheet means how many assets are there per company, how many liabilities are there, what is the profit of the last year, what is the loss incurred, if at all any, during the last year. Everything will be made public. That is what we will be saying, publication of accounts. If anybody who is interested in company's affairs can go through those documents. That is what we will be saying, publication of accounts. All accounts will be made public. Those are public documents. Anybody can verify them. Anybody can visit them. Anybody can take Xerox copies or printouts of them. So these are the features of company. I am just repeating what we have learned in this class. See, you can see company is an association of persons. Minimum 2 number of members should be there. It is an incorporated association. Incorporated means registered. If it is simply association, means it is not company. According to Companies Act, you have to register it. Incorporated means register. It is artificial legal person. We are all real persons. It is artificial person. Distinct legal entity means company is different from its directors. Company is different from its managing director. Company is different from its managers. Perpetual succession means it will go on forever. It will not end. Even if one person dies in the company will not be closed. Company's liability is limited. Means shareholders need not sell their personal assets for the sake of the company. They are responsible for their share value. That's all. More than that, nobody will ask from them. Even in case of a public limited company, they can freely transfer their shares to others. Different ownership quality exists in company. Any number of members will act as owners. Shareholders are the real owners. They are spread across the world. Owners are different. Management is different. Shareholders are different. Director is different. Director's board is different. The company will have its own common seal, means rubber stamp. Corporate finance, it can amass huge amounts of crores of hundreds of crores of rupees finance. It can collect, it can gather, it has that capacity. Object clause indicates the purpose, the aim of the business that needs to be clearly specified in register of companies. It has to be registered with the register of companies. Every year, company will publish its financial documents. They are official documents. They are public documents. It's a profit and loss account. It's a balance sheet. It will make public. It will make official every year. Anybody who is interested in the affairs of the company, they can have a look at them. So these are the characteristic features of company. I hope you understood. In the next class, we will meet again with the types of with the next topic, that is types of companies. So today, dear friends, what we have learned, we have revised the previous class lesson, that is the meaning, the definition of company we have seen, and the features of a company we have discussed in this class. So definition of company we have revised in the previous class, we have discussed about it. Today, characteristic features of a company we have discussed. In the next class, we will see the types of companies, that is classification of companies. So thank you very much, dear friends. We will meet again in the next class. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Okay, sir.